Good morning, traders. Excuse me. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. I'll be doing great. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, welcome back to the channel. Excuse me. Okay. Yes, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, you might as well just go ahead and do that right now. All right, we're going to get started here in just a second. We're going to start off by looking at the SPY, kind of getting everybody caught up on the market, and then maybe we'll go forward and take a look at some other plays with you guys as well. So if you guys notice, headline of the video, stock market is officially a downtrending. Where are the bulls? That is not a lie. That is actually true. I'm not trying to predict the future. I'm not trying to be the all messiah. I'm just simply stating what has happened. Okay? Yesterday marked the day where the S&P 500 statistically has gone into a downtrend on the yearly chart. Again, that's not me trying to predict anything. That's not me trying to call the top, not trying to call a stock market crash, calling new lows. That means none of that. I'm just simply telling you the S&P 500 is downtrending now from yesterday. It started, okay? To me, that seems like a pretty strong bearish signal. The stock market downtrending, I don't know what else would be a bearish signal. We'll see. Who knows? I could be wrong. But let me show you what I mean for those of you that didn't already see the video. And you guys, many of you will probably know this. We've been watching this daily chart, right, on the S&P 500 for the longest time. And every time that I come on and stream with you guys in the morning, we've been going over the market. We do it every single day. And if you remember, these were all these lines were green and yellow. Now they're red and yellow. They were green, now they're red. So you can see it shifting. It's starting to go down. And each day you guys tune into this live stream with me, you're going to see that probably shift more and more on an angle and start going steeper and steeper if we go down, of course. But just even from yesterday to today, I can see that trend is shifting more prominently to the downside. So if things go as it appears they're going to go, what we should see in the near-term future is this white trend line should shift, and it should be going like this. Okay? And soon will be like that. And if things keep progressing, it will then go like this. It will go through these points like that. And let me zoom in and show you. So if things keep progressing the way they're going, you will see this line in then maybe the next week or two or something like that. And it's going to be down on top of these candles. And then, like, let's say like a couple months later, if we kept going down, you're going to see this white line, this trend line, going through price action like that. So that's, of course, if everything kept going down. But enough of the doom and gloom, simply just pointing that yesterday was a very significant day in the stock market because it shifted into a downtrend on the yearly time frame. Okay? All right, so again, that's not me saying that the whole world's going to end, the stock market's going to crash. I'm just simply telling you and stating what is happening, what has happened, okay? So take it for what it's worth, however you want to trade it. Now let's go in and look at sort of the intraday play perspective. Yesterday, you guys will remember we said to get long the market pretty much at like 276.80. I ended up not even getting, actually I might have, I don't actually know, I might have been trading something. I wasn't trading the SPY at the time, but we did in fact bounce there really well, 276.80, and just ripped. So nonetheless, this morning, not bearish this morning. It looks pretty bearish. The markets did roll over again, which is fine. We're going to see. I'm not quite set on being a big long bias trader out of the gates today, but I'm not a short bias trader out of the gates today. So I'm probably more long bias. Okay, so with the way the market's sitting this morning, right now it's down in the lower side of the channel. Okay, so right now it's in the lower side of the channel. I see us maybe possibly moving as low as 280. Okay, I can see us down to 280 here. And maybe as low as, and maybe honestly to 281.02. This is a 5-day trending chart. So our 5-day trending chart has us coming down to about 280.97. Our intraday chart has us down to about 280, 81, 280, 84. So that's the first level of support we should see on the day. It's pretty much like right here. As we get there, we should see buyers coming in. So I'm not short bias. I don't want to be bearish at the open. Probably going to be long bias to maybe even seeing a sideways chop in the morning and then maybe a move up. So pretty much what I'm thinking is maybe sideways consolidation, move up, but not short bias for right now. Not short bias. So I'll probably be on the neutral to long bias side this morning going into the open on the SPY. Okay. So ACB, ACB had earnings right about 9. They went through a reverse split just not too long ago, pretty recently. ACB had gone through a reverse split, but they're up pretty big this morning. Yes, give it some time. You want to see ACB trade to the side. You really do. As weird as it sounds, normally we want to see something go up. No, you want to see this trade sideways right now, and you want this trend to you want the trend to catch up, right? That's what we want here, and then we'll start becoming, and then we'll decide if you want to take action as you're touching trend. So for right now, I'm just kind of on standby with ACB. I'm not really. There's nothing about it that really drives me to want to purchase it right now. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that, honestly. I didn't know that Trump was going to be speaking at noon, but that is good to know. Mike, glad to have you. Basically what Glenn Wagner said. Yeah, ACB went through reverse split, but he's 100% right about the company burning through cash. He is correct about that. Oh, and believe it or not, actually, when we went I went snowboarding in Whistler, Canada, this past winter, this past December. And as we got into Canada and we were traveling through, I want to call it Squamish. I think it was Squamish. I think that's what the town was called. I actually don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's called Squamish. Old Squamish. Anyways, so we're driving through and we stopped at a dispensary there on the way up to the mountains. And the products in the dispensary was Aurora Cannabis. I saw Aurora Cannabis's products for the first time when we traveled through Canada and went up to go snowboarding. So yeah, I seen their products, and to be completely frank, they're shit. So I see why the company is doing pretty bad. That's my insight on there. Okay. Now let's move over to which one was it? Which JD? We're gonna talk about JD here. Ooh, excuse me. So if you look at JD, they had earnings as well. This is, I think, at an all-time high. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's at an all-time high, I think. Hold on. Close to, or it is. Is it? Let me check the level 2. No, and it is. So this is into pretty much an all-time high. All right, so we're pretty much just going to be bearish. Just simply put it, we're bearish JD. That's all. So, I mean, if you just look at it from the long-term view, look where you're at, right? So you got to an all-time high, you came from the low, you went back to the high, so you're at the highs is a great selling point. Okay, it could go through the all-time highs, but not on the first attempt. Normally, we will not break through on our first attempt, so we would pull back. And then if we want to go through the highs, we would normally consolidate for a little bit. That way, our trend can get higher, creating our trending resistance higher than the previous all-time high, because our all-time high currently matches up pretty much perfectly with our trending resistance point. So in theory, we should stop here, pull back, consolidate, and in that consolidational period, that time frame can give our trend long enough to actually get higher so that maybe this green level is now up at 60. And now there's a reason for the markets to go higher than the all-time high, because now they'll be testing the upper channel trend. That would make sense to me. So anyways, with that being said, I would not be extremely bullish on it at these prices for investing purposes. But trading, we might get a nice squeeze because we're holding over this level. Right now, this 50.70, that's the previous all-time high. So currently, pre-market, we have spent a lot of time trading above the previous all-time high, in less time trading below it appears. Or maybe it's 50-50, kind of hard to tell. But ultimately, we're still sitting above the all-time high previous price. That's a good sign. But so for me, it's kind of like over-under right here. Like anything over seems more bullish. If we start to break down, iffy. So this is kind of an over-under snap level we're at, okay? Yeah, that's what I heard a lot of. I heard a lot of the recreational marijuana, and it's just not good. I don't really know why it would be the case, but I have heard that specifically the black market still thrives because of the pricing, the taxes, and then the quality. Black market still beats the commercial market all day long. So maybe that's part of the issues that some of the marijuana companies are having that are publicly traded. To be a publicly traded company, to live up to the expectations of investors while being able to try to beat the black market, it's just almost nearly impossible with the government regulation. I mean, when you look at all the things that have to go in to make the commercial business out of marijuana, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's probably pretty hard to beat the black market there. So I don't know. We'll see how the future unravels. I mean, maybe now that it's commercialized, the growing operations will become so big that there's a way to manage the expenses. Again, I have no idea, but that's just me just spitballing right now. Okay. All right. What causes a SPY in the Dow Jones major stock? What causes the SPY in the Dow Jones and major stocks to do a reversal? Yes. Morning at 10 a.m. They're just bouncing off trend. Typically, anytime you see like those really big bounces, it's just usually the stock market or a stock retesting a strong trend is normally what it is. And then those trends usually the trends are always usually diagonal. Usually, then sometimes they're flat, but normally the trend's diagonal, and then that will end up meeting. Regardless, I'm just gonna confuse you, but anyways, yeah, they're usually bouncing off a strong trend point. Gotcha. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to be keeping an eye on JD. The stock market, let's go back, take a look at the SPY just to double check it. So we're kind of holding, we're starting to base here pretty well. Also look at this. From the drop here on the market this morning at 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, or the price of 282 and lower, the only thing that's been happening is the market's been diverging, right? So the market's been diverging all morning in this lower channel. Therefore, it's like you probably should probably be getting long. Hold on, excuse me. So yeah, we've been diverging to the bull side all morning pre-market. We haven't yet really broken away, but I mean, that was our first kind of higher low hold. Kind of like it, honestly. We'll see. We kind of got to get over this spot to cause like a little short-term squeeze. But yeah, starting to feel more of that bull move coming on this is what it feels like. Oh, that's right. I got to change the order. Yeah, I'm gonna take some shares long there on the SPY this morning. I'm gonna give it a try here. If it fails, that's fine. All good. But anyways, yeah, we're going to be watching the SPY. Like I said, I want to be more neutral to long bias the market down in these prices. We held pretty good there. The question still remains whether or not we can get through this resistance. That's really where we want to be getting through right now. Okay? That's weird. Why would... Interesting. But yeah, that's kind of it. I don't think our markets are going to want to get through this 281 price too heavy. I think we're going to go down here and probably bounce some. And I might have jumped the gun too early on this. We actually might still kind of swoop down and retest that level a little bit. So we'll see. All right. But from a whole, let's look at the 4-hour chart. You know, from a whole, what do? Our markets came back yesterday, bounced back up and retested that trend at almost 287. We kind of came back to it, but you can see our markets are bounce down, up, down, back up to resistance zones, back down. So we're kind of fighting down right now, okay? What do I think about the airlines? Airlines probably have a long way to go. And the reason I say that is just your government, man. It's always going to be the government. They're getting in the way of a lot of things right now. And I'm not the one to say whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing, but I know where to point fingers. And so what I see here is the protocol for traveling will change. That's going to refrain people from traveling. Whatever new protocols are going to have to get in place for however long that may be is going to hurt the airlines. And I don't want to say the government, but that's, from a business standpoint, they're probably going to have to do things like that because, everyone's been sold on fear and panic, and that's the easiest way to control people and make things change really quickly. So whatever the protocols end up being for airlines to take people, travel people, that's what I think is going to affect the growth aspect for the airlines quickly. So they're just not going to get back. They're just not going to pick up, and things are not going to go back to normal like that. Okay, that's just not going to happen. Okay, so I don't think the airlines, in terms of revenue and earnings, are going to be picking up extremely fast anytime soon. So I see a longer, slower recovery for airlines than a quicker one. I could be wrong. But all you got to do is just kind of look around you and look at the everyday life and see if things are getting back to the way they were in 2020. And this is the thing I explained back in 2020 is that after this, we're not going back to 2020 times. You're going to be living in a completely new world. Companies will have gone bankrupt. People will have lost their homes from forced shutdowns. Again, forced shutdowns. Anybody who loses their home, anybody who loses their Airbnb property, anybody who goes out of business, it is because of forced government shutdowns. So your government will be the one to thank for that, okay? It's not your neighbor that was endangering you. Again, it's forced shutdowns. You quarantine sick people, not healthy people. But again, that's debatable. No, it's not debatable. It's fact. So if that happens, which it will be, again, forced shutdowns that did it, unfortunately. But, so again, the government is dragging this out. Government likes, I explain this, and it's not me be tyrannical. I'm not tyrannical. I'm not crazy. I'm not I'm not any of that. I'm just a man. When you give someone an inch, they take a mile. It's a fact. Government takes one piece of the pizza and says, we want it all. But they have to do it little by little. They take a pepperoni slice at a time so you don't come barking at them. And then one day you wake up and there's no fucking pizza because that asshole took it all. Okay, so you go on a shutdown for a month just until we flatten the curve. And now it's like 3 months until we find a cure. Well, there will be no cure until there's a vaccine. So they play it out, they string it out, but this is getting stretched out way too long at this point. And the cure has become worse than the disease. And so, anyways, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Forced government shutdowns, constitutional rights trampled on a little bit. Companies will go bankrupt. People will lose homes. People will lose businesses. And you can write a thank you card to your United States government and local governments, essentially. Okay? It's going to happen. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm no more doom and gloom. I cannot wait for the day for me to cheer on the efforts of the United States government and to cheer on the economy. I really want something to cheer about. I don't want to be this jerk that's always like, oh, the world's going to end. I don't want to do that. I want something to cheer about. People, give me something to cheer about. There's nothing cheerful about taking out a $3 trillion loan. That's what we all just did. You, me, the American people. That's what we did. We didn't get a stimulus relief, whatever bullshit they're selling you. That's all bullshit. What you, me, corporations, every human being within this plot of land got was a $3 trillion loan. Because other humans, whether it was you or the guy down the street, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I sure as hell wouldn't have done it. But all of you, which may not be you, but some of you, some of me, people like me, whoever, I don't know who these people are, but their brilliant idea was to take a $3 trillion loan to fix all their problems, rather than educate and build a system where people can be financially independent from the system. So we don't have to go to the system to get a $3 trillion loan with interest. So your crisis and stimulus, all it really is just you guys agreeing to a monster fucking loan with shit tons of interest. It's like going to the bank to buy a house every time you lose money. It doesn't even make fucking sense. But that's what we're doing. So when you tell me what's there to cheer about, us taking out a $3 trillion loan, continuously printing United States dollars, devaluing the currency of your own dollar, I mean, literally, unemployment worse than the Great Depression. I mean, businesses not even open, bringing in a penny of revenue. I mean, come on. The list goes on. I'm not crazy. I am not crazy. I might look it, but I'm not. I swear. Put your glasses on. Calm down. Woosah. Woosah. Okay? I'm not crazy. I'm not. I promise. I'm not one weird dude that just sits behind a camera, just spiels to the world whatever's on his mind every single day. Oh, fun. Fun. Yeah. The announcement. Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll touch on that really quick. We got a couple minutes left. I didn't want to sit here and, blow your guys' ear off about doom and gloom. I really hate having to do that, but every once in a while we have to do that. This SPY trade is really holding super sluggishly. I'm not a big fan of it right now. So, kind of debating whether or not to maybe close out a little bit of it. We'll see. Hold on. Let me read this candle here. So we closed decent there. Primarily buying volume still. Decreased selling, increased buying volume so far, but still really sluggish. I don't trust it as much as I used to. Let's see. You would. So I closed out majority of that. It's just moving too sluggishly that I don't like. So I decreased that to only 50 shares there. Okay. Can you have a link to our scanner? Just go in the script, or maybe you'll have to email me. I think you're overreacting. I'm moving to Canada. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was actually like a practice thing that I put up and still haven't taken it down. I mean, the list of my to-do list is so long that I just kind of just stopped worrying about things. But yeah, I need to finally get that done. There's a lot of things on the list. But you're right. I would really like something else other than that there. The system that we're using, that software, doesn't integrate with the picture of our logo that I have. But anyways. So yeah, I will talk about the video I made yesterday, which was, for those of you that are tuning in right now, we'll re-go over this. But so yesterday, we made a video that mentioned that the stock market's now downtrending. So it is downtrending, guys. So when I say this, you guys are going to be of the educated. So you're the 528 of you. Just because stocks go up doesn't mean that it's not downtrending. How many times have you seen stocks downtrending and still see stocks go up? How many times have you seen stocks uptrending and stocks still go down? The share price going up and down does not dictate the actual trend in the immediate. So even if the stock market goes all the way back up to 310, we can still be downtrending. So again, it doesn't matter if the market goes all the way up here to 318. It might. That could change this trend. I'll say it could. But until this shifts back to green, just know that every morning when you tune into our live stream and we look at this daily chart, until this shifts back to green, the market's in a downtrend on this time frame at least. So if we go from all lower time frames, you'll see a downtrend pretty much. So this is a 1 minute, we're uptrending, okay? 5-day, 5-minute downtrend. 10-day, 30-minute, slight uptrend. Okay. 20-day, slight uptrend. Go into the bigger time frames, 4-hour, significant, 180-day time frame, downtrending. That's big. Now, daily chart, downtrending. That's big. 3-year chart, still uptrending. Okay, so depending on what time frames you're looking at, things can change, sure. But again, I'm just signaling that for the year now, again, for the year, past trading year, we're downtrending, okay? And if this continues, then you might expect we have a negative downtrending year of 2020. So it's just what I'm pointing out. Well, all right, guys, it is 9. I'm going to get ready to head out. The market's still bouncing up a little bit. It's going kind of awkward, but I guess it's working. Still got the 50 shares on, so just going to hold that and ride those. Already starting off a day of 140 bucks. I've traded the SPY twice this morning. Bought this bounce, sold that one, then bought here. And so things are going okay to start the morning. Can't really complain. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, everybody take care. I will see you guys tomorrow, next week. Almost. I'll see you guys next week to start the new week. Everybody take care. Have a great time, and I'll see you next week.